Aloha, and thank you for your support of Indie Agency News. Before we get started, I want to show you this.
The Super Bowl. Advertising's most expensive day of the year, with 30-second spots costing over $7 million. Traditionally, only the world's most profitable brands can make an appearance. But in 2023, the last remaining survivor of a once iconic franchise would steal the show.
There is one Blockbuster store.
Last Blockbuster on Earth.
Blockbuster is releasing a commercial during the Super Bowl.
Blockbuster.
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 With the kind of budget only a small retail shop could afford, the store released their Super Bowl ad the only way Blockbuster ever could.
Here's our Blockbuster commercial, the first one we made in decades. And of course, on VHS. Can't go without that.
And while big brands would spend tens of millions of dollars on their celebrity Steves,
Wow! That's fantastic!
Blockbuster Steve only cost $19.95.
Got to meet with a commercial star, this guy, Steve the Cockroach.
Brilliant marketing.
The store didn't spend a single dollar in media besides the $6 VHS that we mentioned earlier.
So it managed to skip the $7 million price tag.
But that didn't stop the commercial from being aired on dozens of national news stations.
In case you missed it, take a look at it.
When the world ends and the internet streams no more, we'll still be here.
That's great.
After the commercial reached an audience 9 times larger than the Super Bowl, sales went through their brick and mortar roof.
Blockbuster video sales skyrocketing.
Now their sales are surging
Increase in
up
sales. That's
by
pretty phenomenal.
And their
Just
sales
from local-
spike.
I thought all the Blockbusters were gone.
Yeah, you and me both. I was shocked.
Sorry, Harvey, they're still here, and they'll be here till the bitter end.
Give my best to Steve the Cockroach.
I will. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's meet an indie agency. Atlantic, New York. Okay. All right. Hold on. I was explaining this to Suzanne earlier. I live in Oregon. Therefore, I know the last Blockbuster very, very well. Been a few times. So kudos on that. Oh my goodness. That was something. So let's start with this. Everybody's here. Everybody can see the names and the titles. When was the agency founded?
So the agency was started in 2021. So
Okay.
we're going strong, 2.5 years.
2021. Now, where did everybody come from? So let's start with João.
Yeah, I'm from Portugal, but I met Marco. I moved to Brazil in 2011, and I met Marco at Ogilvy, and since then we've been partners. And we moved to New York in 2014, and that's the story.
Yeah. Suzanne, how about you?
Yeah, no, I know we spoke originally from out west, but moved to New York, and I worked at some big agencies here in the city, and I worked with João and Marco at Gray, New York, and we led some big global businesses there. And yeah, we just always had a really special creative account relationship, which are hard to come by. And so, yeah, so we worked together, went away. We all did great and things on our own. And then these guys came back together, and then I was thrilled to join last year.
Marco, that's like the big agency stuff, which is, it is. It sounds like that you might be one of the chief instigators of all of this. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's well, like not that I don't feel like responsible at all. I think João and I, we always spoke about this, right? I think we both knew from early in our careers that we wanted to do something like this. João already had like an agency, like small agency when he started his career. And I think we always wanted to do it. And it was late 2020. I gave a call to João. We both were laid off for the first time in our careers during the pandemic, and that's the instigator actually was coronavirus.
Okay.
So,
right.
But then I called João. João was still like stable at his job, and I had to just like pray a little bit that the universe would also laid him off, and then and then we got together.
Funny how the universe works, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a pretty powerful man, when it comes to controlling the universe. Be careful.
But the first thing Marco did when he was laid off, because we moved, like I said, we moved to New York in 2014, and then around end of 2017, I went to VML YNR, and then Mark went to McCann. It wasn't funny. We were trying to to work together again, but like there was not the right opportunities, and we were talking about starting our own shop. But like I have 3 kids, and Marco has kids as well, so you're depending on the salaries and everything, and we were keep like postponing, like starting our own thing, and it was like COVID that pushed us to this,
It's interesting that you've been thinking about it, and I think of somebody like Anselmo Ramos, right? Who, because I remember when he first launched Gut, it feels like the exact same conversation and the exact same vibe. I'm curious to understand who of the indies out there. I mean, obviously you wanted to do your own thing, but there are great shops everywhere. And I mean, it really struck me as you were talking this, is like, I felt like I was talking to Anselmo there for a second. Who are some of the indies that you looked at and were like, yeah, we're going to be our own thing, but we kind of like the cut of that jib?
Anselmo's, go ahead.
No, you go, João.
Anselmo was our boss. He was the responsible for Marco and I worked together. He hired me when I was in Portugal, and he hired Marco. So he set up a team of people at Ogilvy, and we're still friends, from that time, more than 12 years. And he always really inspired us, and like when he started David, he was super successful with David, but it wasn't 100% his, it was and now we're so happy. We were in Cannes this year, and we were so happy with everything that happened, to him and Gaston. It's super inspiring for real,
Yeah. Marco?
Yeah. No, and I think honestly, right now I look at the industry, and if I didn't have my own agency, I would definitely look to try to work at a smaller agency. I think the energy right now is mostly there, not only what I think. It's just you hear people at big networks, and we have all the respect for big networks, and we made our careers in them, but I just feel there's a lot more energy going on in the smaller indie shops. We were just at the small agency conference from Ad Age in Atlanta, and for example, we always knew the work from Orchard, the small agency as well. But we got to see them, they had a panel where they spoke about how they made one of their campaigns, and it was so cool to see how humble they are about doing amazing work, but there's still this energy of people helping each other. It feels less of a corporation and more there's a soul, And I think I have full admiration for places like those that have. You look at it, okay, they're doing great work, but they're also treating people well, and there's a vibe going on,
Right.
So that's another agency that I fully admire. Gut as well. Gut is definitely our biggest inspiration. We don't want to be as big as them, probably too fast. Someone got
he would argue it didn't happen fast enough. So
and we always say we want to be Atlantic. We don't want to be Gut or Droga or Wyden. It's a little bit of all of them. But we want to do our own stuff.
Make your own thing. Make your own thing. So a couple questions here. What would you say your agency is best known for, and then your top 3 core strengths?
Susie, you want to go?
Yeah, no, In the last, obviously, 2 years, but I would say big emphasis on the last year. I think we're known for what we call our countercurrent mode, but it's just the way in which we approach creative. And it's important for us to really play in spaces where people aren't. And it's not, we talk a lot about it. It's not just being different for different sake, but finding really where a brand is and where they want to go, and kind of having an interesting intersection in cultures. So yeah, I think we've done, when people look at us, it's definitely counter to what is out there, and we love the work. We love to have fun, and I think it's the pieces we do ourselves when we talk about the agency or work we do with brands. I think the red thread is it's just countercurrent. It's, you're not really seeing it in other places, and I think that's the benefit of being an indie and small. And for us, I think we're really fortunate that the three of us work as a leg, each leg on a stool. So when something comes across and we want to, work with a brand or a project, like, we talk about it, we make decisions, and we go quite quickly. So I think in talking about, our strengths, I think hopefully people, when they meet us, is we're really kind of hand to heart type people. We're pretty honest and open, and I think our careers have really given us a lot of perspective working at different agencies and brands and different clients, but we really bring that to the table. What you see is what you get. There's not a facade. We're not hiding behind people or levels. People really work with us, and we're really dedicated to that. And just the natural curiosity for creative and the work and the brands we partner with, it's pretty clear that we just get excited working on different projects and different briefs, and that really comes through in everything, every meeting, every conversation. We just have fun. I think sometimes people, for a lot of different reasons, you lose,
sort of forget that.
Yeah, and it's so simple and such a simple thing. But someone told me very early on working with these brands, you're the best meeting of their day. You want them to look forward to that, because there's so much other stuff, even for us, like, we're joking, like, what title were we today at a small agency? But I look forward to the meetings we have with our brands to talk about ideas. It's the highlight of my day. So
I love that. You've touched on a lot of reasons why you love being an indie, and we've talked a bit about, obviously turning this into the Anselmo show. But what are some other things that you've learned from independent agencies, whether you were at Ogilvy or McCann or Gray? What did you learn from other indies before you became an indie, and what are you learning from other indies now that you are one?
Yeah. I think I don't know, like, being in India, I think it's like on your own future, being free, for us represents being free and being able to work with whoever we want for the brands that we like, and really not be forced to do stuff that, and we, unfortunately, when you work for big corporations, and you need to do that. And in this case, we don't, we only work with people that we like, with the brands that we like, and we can really choose, because we didn't start this to make money. Of course, money is important, but money comes after good work. We started Atlantic to do good work, to be happy, to make others happy, to try to change a couple of things in the industry that could be better, and leave a better legacy for the industry.
I like that. I like that point of view. Marco.
I don't think I can put any better than João. So I'll
you
probably
did it.
But I think I would just add, like, I think one thing that always inspired me, and I think that I started that shift really at Ogilvy in Brazil, because I think we really did have like a stellar team there. Like Anselmo definitely had like a very smart vision on the way he built the team, but it was a team of people who were unknown. Like, no, it was not like superstar creatives at the time. Everyone actually became then, like everyone is like super well right now. But I think one thing that really shifts my perspective was how even at a big agency, it's always a small team that makes incredible work. It's never like if you put like 28 people in a room in the same project, it's never that. It was, I look back in my whole career, I look back at every single incredible piece of work that I saw coming out. There's like always like the core team who is responsible for that. And then obviously you get help and you get like, sometimes you need an army of people to put something out there, but like it's always the core. And I think like when we do our independent agency, that's where my mind goes. Like, okay, we are that little core team at a bigger agency. So we can do like, we feel like, and we did like, already massive campaigns for big brands with a small team and just getting help when we need. So I think that to me has been like a very interesting shift as career-wise. Like I'm noticing more and more like what can we do as like, just individuals and the power of one individual together with others, but like always core small teams.
I'm Church of Marco now. Sorry. Sorry. No, you're both preaching. Let's talk about what brands should know about working with you, because it is early days, but obviously you've got a really nice foundation to work from. What's the main reason a brand should work with Atlantic New York? Who wants that one?
I can take that one, probably.
Preach, Marco. Go, keep going.
New business mode.
We love it.
Yeah.
No, I think for us, we would like to continue working with brands. First, I think there has to be a brand that respects us and we respect the brand, right? Like there's only good things can come out like when you have a lot of respect for the two entities and the people who are doing it. So we love brands who are willing to, going back to our countercurrents, who are willing to, hey, what can I do different, but not different from just for being different, but like really strategically why I need to be different, why in that industry that I am on, what can I like, how can I navigate countercurrent to find something that is very unique for my brand, that makes sense for my brand.
To stand out.
Stand out, like, and find new business opportunities as well. Like there's so many different problems. Every brand has hundreds of different problems, and we can always like find solutions for those problems by navigating countercurrents. Like that is like what we like to do, and it's been great to see the brands who are actually taking that and finding very like the results speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So it's not like, sometimes I see like agency, we want like to work with brave clients. It's hard to be a brave client if you're the responsible for millions of dollars and you have a CEO they have to report to. Everyone wants to be brave, but brave, but also I need to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I think it's we definitely want people who are brave to try to do it, but like we can always help them to find, okay, within the spectrum of things we can do for your brand, how we work together to so we're not just pushing you to make great work for us, but we're making great work that will actually change your business, help your career.
That's the point.
Yeah.
And it's also like a role of the agency to make the brave clients, to help them, like being brave, like we don't like people say, I would love to work for Coca-Cola or for Nike or for Google or whatever. We can work for any brand. We've worked for supermarkets, for banks. We embrace every project, and every brief as if we were just starting our careers with that same excitement. And when you start doing work and you grab the clients by the hand, you start winning their trust. No matter the category, no matter the brand, most of if the clients trust you and we work little by little, there you go. You have the brave clients over there,
Yep. Let's talk about talent briefly, and then I've got my fun little thought experiment coming up. Suzanne, let me have you answer this one. Why should talent put Atlantic New York on their list?
Love this. Yeah, I think the guys touched upon it, but we don't. Good work comes from working with good people, and I think we've all been really fortunate to work with great people along the way. But we're really trying to do things in a way that give our team absolute flexibility, but absolute control and accountability for the work they give back to the agency. So, I mean, everyone wants to work somewhere where the work is hot and you're doing good stuff, and we love that. But, you know, we really think about the people first and the people behind, you know, what make an agency great. So, you know, we're putting things in place that, you know, you could put a big stamp on from a policy perspective, but it's ingrained in our everyday relationship and, you know, constant, you know, communication with our team. We really truly believe, like, we're parents, we have team members who have side hustles and other stuff, and we really celebrate and champion that. You know, I think the guy said it when I have 2 kids under the age of 3, and, you know, a lot of time kids come in, or my dog decided to come over here right now, you know, the camera's off, and we really believe
let's see the dog.
on.
No, I want to see the dog.
Oh,
Where's the
yes.
dog?
Molly, my golden, these guys know, she's a hot ticket item around the agency. But, you know, it's just nice. Like we say, like, camera on, like, it's our life. And I really think people, when they feel, you know, that, I don't know, they can be themselves. And, you know, we put a lot of stuff to protect our team, first and foremost. So go where the work is hot, people are creative and fun, and support that, I think, is important to us. You know, we're a creatively driven agency, but we don't put that above our people any day of the week.
Yep. João, my son would like to know if you're related to Philippe Coutinho.
No.
Would you like to be related to Philippe Coutinho?
When he played for Liverpool, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. That's fair. All right.
Not the Barcelona phase.
Yeah. Well, that's let's move on to our final question. Marco, I don't have anything for you. I'm sorry on that one.
It's okay. It's better to end with Susie. She'll finish better.
Fair point. Little thought experiment. Obviously, you have your clients now, the brands that you work with now. But we are, you know, whether it's somebody you're working with now or somebody that maybe you'd like to work with, who's a CMO or a marketer that you want to say hello to? Who wants that? Marco, I'm throwing that over to you.
Oh boy. I'm gonna throw like some rocks over the glass ceilings of some friends here, but I think like a CMO that I really admire right now is Eduardo Marques, just because it is. I just admire a lot of the work, and I think I just know people who work with him, and I hear like the stories on how the partnership really exists, but not only just partnership when it comes to the work, like the actual one piece of work you're doing, but the investment in the long-term relationship between an agency and a brand, and how they envision this to be incredibly important for the success of the brand. You know, I see like a lot of right now, you know, we see like more and more like project-based is the new way, and it's fine. We do a lot of project-based work. We like to meet new people, but you know, like that thing about like you need to create a relationship that is very strong in order for you to feel even free to present like something. Okay, this is very on the edge of something, you know, and it takes that trust, you know, for those ideas to happen. I think I look at the work that they are doing. You can only see like, okay, there's a lot of trust between the agency and the brand right now.
You mean Marco, Ricardo from Michelob.
Yeah, Eduardo Marques is their friend.
Yeah.
Ricardo Marques from Michelob. Yeah.
Ricardo Marques from Michelob.
Started really well. Oh, one CMO you would love to say hello and take the name wrong.
It was just a shout out. Then
wait, what did you start with? You started with Eduardo Marques?
Eduardo Marques, because it's a really good friend from Ogilvy, from those times.
Well, you know what? Maybe the universe, maybe he will be a CMO someday.
Exactly. I'm telling you, there's power in the words.
Yeah,
you know?
There we go. João, CMO or marketer that you want to say hello to?
I was going to pick Ricardo as well. Yeah, because I you know, Fernando Machado, we started this like with the real video sketches, you know, and like the CMO rock star. I don't know if Ricardo, we exchanged some message and we talked a few times, but I really like Marco, big fans of what he's been doing with FCV. They've been like killing it in the last years and doing like really awesome work for a bunch of things. So big fan, really big fan. I know who, I don't know who's the CMO, but a brand I would love to work with is Liquid Death. I absolutely love that brand.
Andy,
Andy Pearson. Yeah. Big fans. We're like, love everything they do.
It's so funny. So I've got a teenage kid and not quite a teenage kid, and it's so funny. I bought a case of Liquid Death for like the sports team, and they're like, "What is this? What is this?" And the parents are like, "Is this beer?" I'm like, "No, it's water. It's water." And then we tried the peach tea. Forget it. So good. Have you tried it?
No.
No.
Forget it.
I haven't.
Oh, it's like perfectly subtle, not too sweet. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. No, they're smart, sharp, and
that brand
completely
is countercurrent brand, like a water it's canned and it's called Liquid Death, like couldn't be more countercurrent. That's why like we're like so fans of this brand.
Let's get the tea on them. No.
You're right. All right. Even with that weird pun, Suzanne, you are the last word.
Oh my God.
Who do you want to say hi to?
Yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, who do we want to say hi to? So I think I'm going to do a broader hi in terms of, we've been really inspired. Liquid Death is a great one, just more by the brands, a little bit of the underdogs, a little bit of the forgotten heroes that are want to kind of go counter current. So I'm just going to leave it open to that. And I'm going to follow the universe of putting it out there like Marco did and see who comes back. So I'm going to leave that one open.
If you're a CMO listening to this right now, call 1-800
counter current.
Yeah.
Right. That's too many numbers, but okay. I mean, the number will land somewhere. We don't know where. I may have to try that now, and I'll let you know.
Oh my God, good. Okay.
I'll let you know.
Apologies for whoever you get connected with, or whoever may have a number close to that who's now going to get spammed.
Well, we're going to find out. Let me get my son in on that. He's a little on the subversive side, so he likes that. But yeah, this has been great. I wish you all the very best of continued success. I'll make it out to New York sooner than later, so we'll for sure hang out. But loved hearing your story, loved hearing the passion about the work that you're doing, and on behalf of all of us at Indie Agency News, hey, keep going. Best wishes for continued success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was really cool to talk.